Join us as we explore the facts and the myths, the realities and the misconceptions about fire, and learn what you and your family can do to survive when seconds count.
I think that the average person has a misconception that a fire will never happen to them.
A real fire is very difficult to see, oftentimes very black. It's unable to see your hand in front of your face, making it extremely difficult to get out of your home.
Since fire rapidly consumes massive amounts of oxygen, your first danger is being lulled into a deep, oxygen-deprived sleep from which you can't wake. Many victims actually suffocate before smoke or flames ever reach them.
I've been on more than one fire where we found people lying on the couch or in the bed. They were overcome by smoke, hot gases, and they died in that same position that they went to sleep in.
This single-family home was scheduled to be demolished, but instead it's going to burn. 15 video cameras have been brought in to record the events, and it begins so slowly, so silently, as if the fire knows to wait until you're asleep.
This thing has been smoldering for 15, 20 minutes now.
And this smoke is enough here to deaden your senses.
I can't believe how much smoke is in there already, and the smoke alarm has not gone off.
30 minutes pass while the ashes continue to smolder. 30 minutes of silence from the smoke detectors.
You wake up in those blinding, choking seconds, frantic, and if you really don't know what to do, most cases you're going to become a statistic.
Steve McInerney and I will join 3 other firemen in the first team to go inside.
Oh boy, it's hot on my back. It's really hot on my back, I can feel that. Oh my God! It's coming right over the top of us. The heat on my back is amazing. It's pitch black in here. I can't see anything.
The fire is fought in total darkness. We creep along the edge of a side wall toward the back nursery.
Where's the crib? Yeah, it's too hot. It's too hot. There is no way a child or adult could make their way through here.
Just because you have smoke detectors doesn't mean that they're going to work and save you or your home. Most recently, we went on a house fire, and the detectors never alarmed.
There are different types of detectors available. The most common in homes is the ionization detector. It works like this. Ions flow between 2 metal plates. When smoke particles enter the chamber, the flow is interrupted and the alarm is triggered. If you burn toast in your kitchen and your smoke alarm goes off, you would probably conclude that it would function adequately in any kind of fire. Well, think again. Burning toast and kitchen smoke usually produce lots of small particles, just the right combination to block the flow of ions. But the smoke particles produced by, say, a burning sofa could have a larger charge, are fewer in number, and often don't interrupt the flow of ions. The result? Your alarm might not sound, and you and your family may not be protected. Tim DeDeer, today an arson investigator and fire protection specialist, performed the risk analysis research when he was a graduate student at Texas University.
Tests showed a big quality difference in between the ionization and the optical detector, and it was a big shock to everyone. Well, there's a misconception out there that a lot of people think they have the proper protection or enough protection, and the truth is, most of us don't have enough protection, and we need more.
The tests found that over time, these types of detectors have a 55.8% probability of failure in a smoldering fire.
The smoke detector actually never did go off, it melted.
Actually, we were standing outside watching the house burn, and we heard the fire alarms, the smoke alarms finally start beeping when we were outside. They did not go off while we were in the house.
Just about a month before the fire actually happened, the fire department had been out testing smoke detectors in the area and had just put brand new batteries and tested my smoke detector. So that was quite bothersome to us that, I mean, our house was full of smoke. It was billowing out of all of the windows, and yet our smoke detector never went off.
My house was at the time a 4-year-old brand new home with 7 smoke detectors. They were wired in with battery backup. I knew they all worked. We were very diligent on replacing batteries and things like that for it. And that's when it kind of dawned on me, wow, I never had none of my smoke detectors were going off. In a fire, you don't realize that you lose all your everything, every picture, every video, everything that I've ever possibly worked for.
You know, you always think you got time, but I mean, it went real as fast. I've never seen anything go so fast. It just takes a matter of seconds because a fire can wipe you out, and it wiped us out.
Prepare your house in the best way you can, because if my kids had been asleep back in the bedrooms, we wouldn't have got out.